Sister Mary asked us to work on this song. It goes with the theme of the year, Revelaion. So just, it's a very good message to us. So just listen to the words.
Show me me. I know the mistakes that I've made. And God, just show me where I need to be. God, you reveal to me where you want me. And I believe if we'll fall on our face before God and we'll get in His Word and we'll find Him and we'll say, God, reveal to me. This year is going to be a revelation like we have never seen. Because I believe that if God reveals to us, we're going to stand on our feet and we're going to say, God, I don't care what kind of music it is. Because y'all know this isn't my kind of music. You know, I'm a Southern girl born through and through. But then when Brother George showed me this song, I listened to it and
Amen. They're going to keep on. Don't go anywhere. Anybody in that place? That song says, I'm looking for your will. Basically, I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. What comes next? What do I do now? Where am I at? I need revelation. I need revelation. And we'll go as far with this service as the Lord wants to go with this service. But right here is where He's telling me to stay at right now. As they begin to sing this again, maybe again and again and again. I want you to just be with an honest heart, step out like many already have this morning. We don't want to let an opportunity like this pass us by. The Spirit of the Lord is in this place. And He's saying, you want a revelation? Get a revelation of me. As I shared with my Sunday school class this morning, the chaos of the process is me. The chaos of the process is us as individuals. We got to get self out of the way this morning and say, God, I don't want to see my will, I don't want to see my way, but I want to see Jesus Christ and Him lifted up. As I preached last week, I saw the Lord in everything. How many need some change to take place this morning? You need to see the Lord today. You need to see, to begin this morning, just begin to make your way to this altar, lift your hands in surrender, bow to the altar, fall flat on your face, whatever you need to do. This is your altar call this morning. God's anointed this room this morning to bring us a word today through this song, and we need to step out. We need to respond and understand that God's wanting to reveal Himself to us afresh and anew this morning. Come on, guys. Come on, somebody sing.
So uncertain, and now left alone, and I am broken, trying to find my way, trying to find my faith that's gone. This time,
need revelation. We don't have a clue. We don't know what to do next. Revelation. I want to testify. Years, been a long time now. Trying to think of the year. I think it was about 10 years ago, maybe going on 11 now. Darkest season of my life. Darkest season of ministry, life, everything. It seemed like the song says it's going down those winding roads. It seemed like looking for peace, looking for direction, chaos. Left as the only manager, the youngest manager, the only manager in our business. This business was going under. They were trying to find a buyer for the business, surrounded with uncertainty for over a year. All those people, employees there, their livelihood, their futures, all weighed in the balance. And who did they come to asking what's going on? Me. I carried that load upon my shoulders. I was a youth pastor at the time, carrying the load of those youth, trying to get them and position them in a place that they could feel the glory of God. But majority of the time, I couldn't feel the glory of God. Trying to give them answers, trying to give people at work answers. I didn't have a clue. I was clueless. What was going on in the business? Really, what was going on in God's will for any of us? Frustrated, angry, mad. Got frustrated and angry and mad because right in the midst of that process, my mother committed suicide for 9 months. Went through living hell, so I thought. Bitter, angry, upset, frustrated. Then the company sold. The new owner met with me. He didn't like the fact that I was a preacher because he was a self-made millionaire. Didn't want anything to do with God. He said, he's gone. So here I am. I'm gone. Amy got laid off her job. Went from making close to $90,000 a year to finding a job as a service manager. Once again, clueless. Service manager for a pump company. I don't know anything about pumps. But they hired me, so I took it. $90,000 a year to $38,000 a year. Didn't have a clue what to do. Didn't know what to do. Drove to work every day. When I got to that new job, everybody hated me because I was the manager and I was told to enforce the book. And I've kind of made a living out of enforcing the book. It wasn't the same book, but I enforced their book. Said it's in the handbook. Met guys at the time clock. They're standing at the time clock 5 minutes before time to clock out. And I looked at them and said, what are you doing? Me having to be me, imagine that. What are you doing? Well, I'm waiting to clock out. I said, well, you don't wait to clock out by the time clock. You have a room. And stuff like that. Just going through. Hated every second of it. But was overlooking the fact that God gave me provision in the midst of my dark season. $38,000 a year was better than $0 a year. Amen. Angry, frustrated, aggravated, bitter. So many things. And if anything could go wrong, it was going wrong. What I'm saying is I was in a dark, dark season. And I'll never forget it. Driving down 9A, getting off on the exit to go to that job that I hated. In that cash car that I had bought because I lost my company truck. I drove a company truck, brand new truck for years. Here I am, a little Honda Accord. And when I went to McDonald's, I rolled down the window to get my food and just hoped it didn't rain when I left McDonald's because it wasn't going back up. If I turned the corner and water would come into my floorboard. I had to take it slap up underneath to get the radio to work. Just frustrated, aggravated. And I'm riding down the road and getting off, heading to work that morning. This song come on the radio. And I just began to weep. I just began to cry. I said, man, that's exactly where I'm at. That's exactly what I'm going through. And I got to that place, give me revelation. Show me what to do. Tell me, should I stay here? Tell me, should I move? First, I didn't want to accept it because it was not a Southern gospel song. It was not a red-back hymnal song. I wasn't in church. I was in an old broke-down Honda Accord. I wasn't in camp meeting. I was headed to that pump house, that pump place that I hated. But I just put my hand in the air and I prayed that prayer. Tell me, should I stay here? Tell me, should I move? And God spoke to me and He said, move. Move. I was glad to move from the pump company. I handed them my keys and said, see you later. But during that dark season, in the midst of that chaos, you know what the chaos was? It was not my mother dying. It was not the business going under. It was not having to be the bad guy. It wasn't any of those things. You know what the chaos was in the midst of that season? It's me. I was creating my own chaos. I was creating my own struggle, my own battle. I was creating this and building it up and staying in my mind. And God said, you don't need to stay in your mind. You don't need to process it. You don't need to analyze it. You don't need to figure it out. He said, you need to see me. You need to look to me. And then when I looked to Him and when I saw Him, I was reminded of the calling that He's placed upon my life. That it's not about the job. It's not about the company vehicle. It's not about all the good things of life. But it's about doing His will. So at that point, I went to Amy and I said, I know what God wants me to do and I know what we need to be doing. And it just threw me back because I was waiting for kickback from her, from what I was fixing to tell her. But she said, whatever God said do, we're doing it. Wherever God takes you, that's where I'm going. We took everything, Brother Charlie, and we put it in a storage shed on Luke Turner, across from our first church that we pastored, right across the street from the church that we pastored years before. Put everything in that storage shed, got in the vehicle, scheduled 3 revivals. Said, we're going full time. She said, full time what? Full time evangelizing? I don't know, full time. I said, I've got 3 revivals scheduled, and that's where we're starting. Came to Middleburg, preached a revival. Cut out to Oklahoma, on my way to Oklahoma. I'd sent resumes to all the state offices. One I wanted did not call me back, Wyatt. I sent them to all the state offices, in the southeast, and even some up north, because I just wanted to make myself available and say, God, wherever you open the door, that's where I would go. We were headed to revival in Oklahoma. Guess what overseer called me? The overseer of Oklahoma. Said, I've got a church. If you're wanting to try out for it, if you can make it out here, I know it's short notice, but if you can make it out here this weekend, you can do it. We'll put your name in the running. There's one other guy. I said, well, I just happen to be headed to Oklahoma. Did I want to move to Oklahoma? No. Did I want out of that chaos? Did I want to know God's will, or did I want my will? I wanted God's will. So where He led me, I knew where I was heading to, Middleburg. But I didn't know that you got to Middleburg through Oklahoma. I didn't understand God's geographics. But just obey. So what are you talking about this morning, Pastor? I'm telling you, if you don't have a clue, because I didn't have a clue. If you're angry, if you're upset, if you're bitter, if you're frustrated, if it's left you in a place that with everything that's going on, I don't know to look to the right or the left, and just say, forget about it, I'm just going to sit here. Many times when we get in that place, I'm just not going to do anything. I know God's placed a calling upon my life, but I'm not sure what that calling is. I know God's got a plan for my life, but I don't know what that plan is. We need to take great comfort in knowing we don't have to know. That we have to see Him. And if we can get a hold of Him and we can see Him, He will reveal it unto us. If He gave us a big picture, it'd blow our minds.
Amen.
But if we'll just submit ourselves to His will. If you could do what I did, there in that Honda Accord, going down Alta Drive, just ask that question, Lord, tell me what to do. And I'll do it. Tell me what to do. And I'll do it. Many times, I've been this way. God told me what to do, except for that. But that day, I'll do it. I'll gladly hand them the keys. I'll gladly put everything in storage. I'll gladly step out. But I wasn't the only one. I needed her to say the same same thing. She said, I'll gladly step out. If you ask for revelation, and you want revelation, if you ask for an answer, but you don't get it by sitting on a church pew when the Spirit of God is moving like He's moving this morning. You don't get it by sitting back when the Spirit of God is saying, I've got an answer for you. You just step beyond where you're at and get a glimpse of me. He will open up to heaven and pour out a blessing that you cannot contain. But there takes a level of commitment and a level of desire on our part to step beyond this chaos. Oh, I want to step out of the chaos, don't you? Well, you know what? The situation's not the chaos. You are. The situation's not the chaos. I am. We've got to step out of the natural into the spiritual. I say, tell me, show me, reveal unto me. Not natural things, but spiritual things. Jesus declared this, seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. He went as far down to say what we wear and what we eat.
Yes.
We don't have to worry about any of the necessities that we call them, because those necessities are God's provisions. And we're totally surrendered to Him. So maybe you're like I was that day, and you're in a dark place, dark season, hard place. Can't pray. You get frustrated when you try to pray. You get frustrated when you think about your situation. You get frustrated to think about where you used to be spiritually and where you're at now spiritually. Where you're supposed to be. Calling that God has placed upon your life and what you're supposed to be operating in. And how you're supposed to be doing things. And how maybe you did everything wrong. And now here you are. And the devil's laughing at you. The devil's saying you're done. The devil's saying there's no way back. But God's way is the way of recovery. Amen. God's way is the way of recovery. And God said, I've come this morning to remind you that I am that revelation that you need. I am that light at the end of the tunnel. I am what's on the other side of breakthrough. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the everlasting. I am the Alpha and the Omega. God said, I was with you before you got your breakthrough, and I'll with you after your breakthrough. I'll never leave you. I'll never forsake you. I have not left you. I have not forsaken you. I am the great I am. I am Jehovah God Almighty. I am the everlasting. I am the King of Kings. Whatever you sit here in need of this morning, my God says, I am. And you've got to say this morning, Lord, help me to see you for who you are. Help me to see you in all of your glory. Help me to see you in all of your splendor. Do you really want a revelation this morning? Or you just want the chaos? I just need a little bit of relief. I just need that boss man off my back. I just need that nagging thought out of my mind. I just need that pain to stop. That's how elementary we are, folks. That's how elementary we get. I just want a temporary solution. God said, I'm not offering temporary solutions this morning, but I'm offering an eternal, distinguishable change. He said, I'm willing to take you and use you for my glory, but until you're ready to surrender, can I give you a news flash this morning? Until you're ready to surrender 100% completely to God, you will stay in chaos.
Amen.
You will stay in despair. You will stay bitter. You'll stay upset. You'll stay out of your mind. Well, Brother Jamie, I don't like that you're talking to me like that. Well, God talked to me like that. He said, if you want to stay in bitterness, stay in bitterness. But if you want out, come to that altar and surrender to me. Brother George, I had to humble myself and walk up to my pastor and say, Pastor, I'm a piece of trash. Pastor, I'm bitter. Pastor, it's destroyed me. And I need revelation this morning. I need a touch from God this morning. I need victory this morning. Not tonight, not next week. But I need to know God's will now. He laid hands on me, and in that moment, God took the bitterness and the pain and the chaos away. Why? Because I was willing to quit entertaining the chaos and step into God's perfect will. How about you this morning? Where are you not about making somebody feel like they got something that they ain't got.
Come on.
But I am all about the real. I'm all about the genuine. I'm all about God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Ghost. And can I tell you, God is working and moving and wooing and dealing in this house this morning. And some of you are sitting there like you don't even care.
Come on.
Some of you are sitting there like you would just rather just stay in the midst of your chaos. Your homes are broken, your lives are broken, things are in shambles. You can't make ends meet. But yet you wonder, what have I done wrong? Well, what you've done wrong is you've not surrendered it 100% completely to God.
Amen.
Pastor, you being mean this morning. Well, I get on my kids because I love them. And I just tell you what God told me this morning because I love you. I felt like the Lord spoke to me this morning and said, you're here for a long time, but you can decide otherwise today when I get done. And I want you to know this morning that God loves you. He don't want you to stay in the midst of chaos. Quit blaming it on God. God didn't do it. Quit throwing it on God. God didn't do it. He's still loving. He's still your Father. He sent His Son to die for you. He wants to give you revelation. He wants you to give you a revelation of Him. His perfect will. His divine plan. Not just a way out, but He said a way of escape that you may be able to bear it. Stand with me this morning. I know we gave an altar call earlier, but I want to give an altar call this morning. Chaos. That was in our Sunday school class this morning. These guys already got black eyes. I already mentioned them this morning in Sunday school. That we are the chaos. In this process, we're trying to point out, well, that's the problem, that's the problem, that's the problem. And I had to come to the realization, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. Everything I touch turns to mold. Seems like everything is falling apart. Chaos. Despair. I need some order. I need some order. He is that revelation of divine order this morning. Maybe you're here this morning and you said, we need some order in my life, in our lives. Maybe you need some order in your marriage. Maybe your family broken. Maybe you're at that place that Amy and I were at, just about ready to walk away from everything. Ministry, marriage, everything. It was dark, folks. I'm telling you, it was dark. I'm reminded of a song Brother George sings. I love that talking part that he does. It gets me every time. All of a sudden, those clouds just rolled back. I don't know if that's the exact word. He said, all of a sudden, there's something happened. And that's your likeness to your image. This Rhonda just didn't get up here and sing that song because she felt like I could do this one good. God laid it upon her heart. He's the potter. We're the clay. We're going to be fashioned in His image and His likeness. The clay does not tell the potter what it wants to be, but he yields to the potter. If you want out of the chaos this morning, if you want to quit being spun, because I'm trying to make a vessel out of it, and the spinning will stop when you'll just surrender to my will. Then I can take you and put you out there as a vessel that I can use. But you're still spinning this morning because you keep resisting. He said, I'd start over. I'd start over. We're not there yet, and it's just chaos. Anybody know what I'm talking about this morning?
Amen.
As I pray this morning, as they can sing that or whatever they feel the Lord has them to sing. I want you to make your way to this altar. Every sincere heart says, I'm tired of the chaos. I'm tired of trying to do it my way. I need a revelation. I need Him to reveal to me. I need, Lord, you to reveal to me what I'm supposed to do. I want you to step out, make your way around this altar this morning. Let's fill these altars up. You say, I already came. I'd come again. Let's fill these altars this morning. Let's talk to God. Let's take time this morning and say, God, I want to take full advantage of the opportunity that you're giving us this morning with the moving of your Spirit in this place. Father, bless these that step out on us hearts today. We ask it in Jesus' name. Holy God, holy God.
giving us new life. We believe in crucifixion. We believe that He conquered death. We believe in resurrection. And He's coming back again. We believe. So let our faith be formed in that love. Greater than the songs we sing. In our weakness and temptation, this time. But you are holding all the answers. I'm tired of losing hope and taking chances on roads that never see. Be the ones that bring me home. Give me a revelation, show me what to do. 'Cause I've been trying to find my way, I haven't got a clue. Tell me, should I stay here? Do I need to move? Give me a revelation, got nothing without you. Got nothing without you. Every now and then, so winding through every twist and turn, I'm always finding that I am lost again. Tell me where this road will ever win. Give me a revelation, show me what to do. I've been trying to find my way, I haven't got a clue. Tell me, should I stay here? Do I need to move? Give me a revelation, got nothing without you. Got nothing without you. Don't know where again to turn. Tell me when will I learn? Won't you show me where I need to go?
I don't like being clueless. How about you? I want to know His way. His perfect, divine plan. Keep coming back to it. God's way is the way of recovery. He will recover, not that just that we've lost, but God's way is the way of recovery, to recover everything back to the way that He created. Jesus did not come so we could be the best us that we can be. He came to restore us back to the original purpose before the fall. People say it can't be that way. No, it can't be for you. That's the attitude we have. Can't happen. Well, it won't happen. But if we say, I believe in God the Father. I believe in God the Son. I believe in the Holy Ghost. What we believe, we will operate in. Amen. So he that comes to God must believe that He is, and that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. I believe it, therefore I walk in it, I live in it, I abide in it. So I'm walking in the light, as He is in the light. I don't like darkness, so I don't like to stay there very long. I'm looking for the light. Amen. I get up in the middle of the night, can't see very good. Amy finally put a light in the bathroom so I could find my way. But I'd use my watch. Why? Because I don't want to bump into anything. I don't like darkness. I'm springing in a light. So we need light in the midst of dark times and dark situations. There's sometimes that the watch light's not going to do it. In those spiritual times of darkness and chaos, there's nothing that we can do to bring light into it. He said, if you'll break through to me. Did you wonder in 2018, what are we breaking through to? Breaking through to a revelation. Breaking through to a revelation. I want a revelation of Him. Amen. Has it been good to be in the house of the Lord? Amen. Amen. If you sat there and disobeyed God, then it wasn't good. But if you obeyed Him, then it's been good. Brother Steve?
Yeah, most of you know me, but very few of you really know. Brother Jacob. And all my life, even as a child, it's always, what did I do that was so wrong? Every day I woke up, I felt like it was a wrong day. And I walked away from everybody that tried to help because there was always an ulterior motive behind that. And then I walked into a little church with our help. I don't know. And I met a group of people. And a couple of years ago, I got saved. And I told my pastor that I was a work in progress. I'm still a work in progress. But at least I'm in progress.
Hallelujah.
But I still have a question. As I look at where I'm at right now, and I look at all the people that's in this church, and how much they need to me. And as I look at you, and as I look at that beautiful wife I've been given, I ask God, what did I do that was so right that I've been given all of this when all of my life I've always said, what did I do that was so wrong and so much was taken away? I love every one of you. Coming to church here, I know I'm among friends that aren't judgmental. And I have that question, what did I ever do that was so right? But I thank you for giving me the opportunity to find out.
You know, Brother Steve just did, he just defined grace.
Amen.
He just gave us the definition of grace. Aren't you thankful for that unmerited favor of God? I'm thankful for His grace. Anybody else got a testimony? Amen. I'm thankful for the Lord. Thankful for what He means to us. Amen. He's been good to us. You don't like to dismiss services like this. We want to continue in that flow. It's up to us as individuals to continue in that flow. What God started, see, an altar is a meeting place with God. It's not the beginning and the end. This is the starting point. God said this is that recovery, and now operate and walk in that recovery. Now we walk out these doors and live out what happened around these altars this morning. And just let others see the light of God that has penetrated into our darkness. Let others see, those that have seen us over the past few weeks, seen our short temper, and our frustration, and our aggravation. Believe me, those guys that I work with, they saw it, they got the blunt of it every day. When that change takes place, when we see Him in all of His glory, they'll see that change too. And it's going to let them know, hey, I've got some chaotic situation. How did you get out of that? What pill did you take? What person did you talk to? And you can just simply tell them, I got a revelation of Jesus Christ. That opens that door of testimony for you. God is good to us. He's faithful to us. And I'm so thankful to Him for His grace and His mercy and His love. Don't forget, Sunday school teachers, we've got a meeting today at 4 o'clock in the fellowship hall. 4 o'clock for all of our Sunday school teachers, all of those in the Sunday school department at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And then at 5 o'clock, we'll have a business meeting in here in the sanctuary. So 5 o'clock, our quarterly meeting for the last quarter of 2018. And so we'll meet in here for the reading of the report and go right into service following that. So stand with me this morning. I want you today to get your tithes and your